What's up, you guys? I hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, I don't know if any of you are, but if you are new and you enjoy this video, I would appreciate it so much if you hit the subscribe button. My name is Lindsay. I'm 24 years old. I am a content creator on YouTube, on Instagram, and today we are going to be talking about the biggest mistakes I've made in my YouTube career. I randomly thought of this video idea the other night. And I was like, why is this not a video topic that I've ever done before or that I've ever seen before? You guys know that I feel like it's very important to talk about failures and struggles and mistakes, and obviously, especially if it can provide some entertainment or obviously provide help to someone else, that another content creator. I have been on YouTube now for 9 years, and so obviously throughout that time there has been ups and downs, highs and lows. So I wanted to talk about all that stuff today. Also, I just can't get over how cute this hoodie looks on camera. I will link this in the description box down below. I honestly paid for it on Afterpay because this is an expensive piece from Revolve, and I never spend like a lot of money on sweatshirts, but this one, it was calling me. I love the pastels. I will link it down below. It is expensive, so do not be alarmed, but like I said, I put that shit on Afterpay. I like to put expensive items on Afterpay and then break it up amongst a few bi-weekly payments, which it's a great system. Anyway, you guys, I've been talking so much. All right, let's travel back in time. Beginning of Lindsay's YouTube channel. That's kind of where I figured I would start from the beginning. My first thing that I regret is for my first like year at least of making videos, I was just so shy and held back on camera. I had like the babiest voice, and I think it was just because obviously it takes some time to adjust to being on camera and having that be natural. And so I feel like for the first year of making my videos, it was probably just because also I was so young at the time. I was 15 years old. I just was so held back, and you can just see how much I feel like I was trying to not put on a different persona. Like, I was being me, but I was very held back, and I wouldn't like make jokes or be super lighthearted, and I feel like I was trying to be kind of like taken seriously, I suppose you could say, back when I was, you know, just making my shitty webcam quality beauty and fashion videos in my room, not letting myself have more fun and be lighthearted. That's probably one of, at the beginning. Then I feel like I was able to get into that more. One of the things that I feel like has always held me back a little bit, not just being my full like jokey, like silly self on camera. And I really admire YouTubers that are just 100% that way. Let's get into the next thing I regret. All right, this also kind of goes back to the first few years of my YouTube channel. Now I do feel like I am better at this. A regret that I have from back then would be not striving for more unique and new content ideas and kind of just going with things that I'd always done, or videos that I'd put up every week or every month, or videos that other girls, lifestyle beauty girls, were doing, and really not striving. I mean, I would create tags and things like that, like back in the day. I still created a tag the other week, honestly. I'm not over the phase of creating tag videos, even though nobody did my mukbang tea. But just going with what was like simple and easy and trendy, and that was a lot easier to get away with back in the day, like not being very unique on YouTube. You could kind of like just almost be like everybody else and still kind of make it if you had decent videos. But now YouTube is so saturated to the point where, I mean, obviously if you're gonna start YouTube now, you have got to really know what you're doing as far as like content and thumbnails and keywords, or you've really just got to be you know, unique, and you've got to just be your absolute self and have something that's different about you or relatable about you, you know. All right, next, this is definitely my ultimate biggest regret and mistake thinking back on my YouTube channel for the past few years, just because now I have gotten to a point where I am so, I feel like, proud of my consistency, my schedule, and my routine with videos. And for literally the past like year, it hasn't been that long, but for the past like year, I really have stepped up my game so much. I have uploaded like 3, 4, 5 times as much as I was in past years. So you guys probably remember that phase on my channel. If you've been here for a while, you probably remember the phase on my channel where I think I have figured out now that I was just really burnt out. Also just not motivated and feeling like lazy with my channel. I guess maybe doing it for so long, I just didn't have any like big new ideas, and I was not feeling motivated after, you know, after it had been what, probably 4 or 5 years on YouTube. That's kind of when I started to have a point where I just was not consistent anymore. I really let YouTube like fall on the back burner, and that is also the time on my channel where I had grown so much, but then I had a very stagnant, like slow growth. And then I started losing people and losing subscribers because I was not being consistent at all. And now I'm in a point again, like where I feel incredible. I'm probably one of the happiest I've ever been with my YouTube, just because I get so excited to come up with video concepts now. And just today, like, I'm filming 2 videos in a row, and it just feels so fun and so simple, and it does not feel like work at all. Just feeling defeated, not motivated, and lazy. And obviously that led to one of, you know, the hardest times on my channel, which was years of losing people and having a lot of hate, obviously, that I deserved because I just wasn't consistent. I wasn't uploading, and you can't expect people to stick around and want to stay with you. I mean, a lot of you guys did, which is incredible, but you can't expect everyone to stay with you when you do something like that. And I didn't realize at the time, I didn't connect the dots at the time, like, this is gonna hurt me down the road. This is gonna make me lose people's interest. My next biggest mistake of my YouTube career, I just love saying that. It's like, sounds so serious. The biggest mistake of my YouTube career. So dramatic. Specifically when I was living in LA for, did I live there for 3 or 4 years? 4 years. About 4 years. I did not collaborate with people, like hardly at all. I maybe made videos with like 2 or 3 people other than like my sister. I mean, unless you count vlogs, which don't really count because that's just like, hi, like I'm with this person. But you know what I mean, like a sit-down video where you both are promoting each other's channels. And these used to be a lot bigger on YouTube, honestly. People don't really, I mean, people do still collab and like do videos together, right? But it's not like as huge of a thing like as it used to be back in the day. I do feel like I could have, you know, had a lot more like cool interactions with people. I was always afraid to ask people, you know, to do a collab, and I was always like afraid it would be awkward, or, you know, because we had never filmed together, like we have different video styles, like what if it's just awkward on camera? But I really never let that actually play out. I never let that really happen. Surrounding yourself, if you are in an area like LA or New York or somewhere where you know other content creators, even if it's just, you know, to promote each other on Instagram, or taking a photo together and being like, hey, this person's awesome, you should follow them, or hey, like go subscribe to my friend, and you both do that for each other. That's always a great way to, you know, not only promote your channel but also a new friendship and get that relationship of another content creator. So now I'm gonna kind of talk about some more interesting, maybe, parts of YouTube, and more like money aspect and business aspect things of YouTube. So I have a couple things to say, definitely a couple of regrets. I feel like now, I would like to preface this with my current self is so, not so different, but a lot more professional and better at the business side and working with brands than my old, you know, like 20-year-old self. Back, you know, a few years ago when I was working with brands, you know, living in LA, and I had a management company. I had a manager, and he would help me with all of my, I mean, I do still have management now, but it's different management. Most YouTubers that do brand deals and such, like most of us have management or manage ourselves. But this was back when I was signed with a pretty big management company in LA, and I just feel like I did not take it seriously enough. When my manager said like, hey, your video is due on this day for a brand, like half the time I would have it ready on that day, but I was such a damn procrastinator at this point in my life, and also I was so not inspired and not motivated with YouTube that I would leave like filming an important video that actually had a due date for the day of or the night before, and I would be like editing it on the day it was due, like being like, you know, this is my deadline, I've got to get this in today. But a lot of times I would ask for an extension. I'd be like, can I submit it to you tomorrow, like I'm still editing? Or I would just put things on the back burner that just could have easily, I mean, at this time, granted, I was in school, so I did have more going on, but I could have easily planned my time ahead, which I now do. And now I plan my brand deals so far in advance. Are you kidding me? Like, I literally will film it weeks before if I find out weeks before that it's going to be due on a certain day. Like, I just have my stuff so on lock now, and I'm just like, who was she a few years ago? Where was she? You know what I mean? So that is definitely a regret, not being more professional. And also, when you do YouTube like that, you don't have a boss, you don't have somebody above you really. I mean, you have your manager maybe, or your agent, but you don't really have somebody being like, you like sitting there being like, I need you to get this done, I need you to get this done. So it's a lot of personal, you know, getting that shit done, and I'm so much better at that now. But back a few years ago, I really was not great at this, and that is a regret. That is a YouTube mistake. This video is turning out to be longer than I thought it was gonna be, so I'll try to wrap this up here. This next one is a big one. I actually probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of this video, but I regret so much having my content on 2 channels for the longest time. Now you guys know that my content is on 1 channel. This is the only place for my videos, but you know, back in the day, everyone had a vlog channel and a main channel, and it was like so important to have these 2 channels. And I was never, actually maybe when I first started my vlog channel, I was good at keeping up with both of them. But once I, you know, got to college and I moved out and all this kind of stuff, I was just so horrible at keeping up with both channels consistently. So if I would be vlogging, I would be vlogging and I would do nothing on the main channel, or if I was doing the main channel, I would not be vlogging. It was always in the back of my mind, like, you're not being consistent on this channel. You've left this channel with no video for 3 weeks or a month or 2 months or something. And so it was just weird. I just feel like I should have a lot sooner. I finally did this about a year and a half ago. I announced that I was combining all my footage, my vlogs and everything onto 1 channel, which now that doesn't seem like such a crazy idea, right? Like, that's what everybody does now. But I'm telling you guys, back in the day, if you've been on YouTube for this long, you know how it was. You could not just have a beauty channel that was vlogs. You had to have a beauty channel and a vlog channel, okay? You had 2 separate personalities. I mean, some people are amazing at having their main channel and their vlog channel, but at this point, I don't need those 2, and I was never good at balancing those 2. All right, another one I have that is related to money and business and kind of the behind the scenes of being a YouTuber. There were these things, there still are these things called channel networks, multi-channel networks, MCNs. If you know about like being a YouTuber and you know a little bit about the business side, you probably know about networks. I have literally been signed with a network since I think since 2011. That is when all the beauty girls, for the most part, signed with Style Hall. And I was signed with them for about 2 years, and then ever since then, 2013, literally until right now. That's so crazy to think about how long I've been signed with a network. So a network, I could go into this, but they're basically, you don't really need them. A few years ago, you might have needed networks, but they're supposed to manage you and get you brand deals and help grow and optimize your channel. And honestly, mine, I'm not gonna spill any crazy tea. I'm not gonna give any names because that's very immature. But the one that I have not had a good experience since my previous network manager left, which was about a year ago. After she left, and towards the end of being with her as well, honestly, like, I was not getting any brand deals, and they take 10% or more of your AdSense income every single month just to be signed with a network. And like I said, back in 2013, 2014, all those years, I did feel like it was beneficial to me. You know, they were getting me brand deals and helping me out and things like that. But the past couple of years, damn, I don't even know why I've been signed. So as of officially this month, my contract is finally up. I am able to get out of that now and have all of, you know, my YouTube channel to myself and my earnings to myself for the first time in so long. And I can't even tell you guys, literally for the past year, they have not gotten me a single thing, done anything for me. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like that, but they have taken 10% of my monthly income for the past 6 years. So you would think that at least for that, but hey, you should be doing a little more than that, right? So we are glad to be done with her. And you don't need to be signed with a network if you are a YouTuber. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. It's great to have management, it's great to have help, but you don't need that anymore. That shit's outdated. All right, my very last mistake of my YouTube career was kind of a more personal one, and that is not being fully open for a while and not talking about my struggles more. Things like losing 1 million subscribers, not 1 million, but going under 1 million subscribers is what I'm saying. That was a huge thing that I literally didn't talk about for like 2 years after it happened, because I was so embarrassed, and I was like, if I talk about this and I like acknowledge that it happened, it's just gonna be like so fucking embarrassing. But then like once I did talk about it in a video, everyone was just like so kind, supportive, like no one gave a fuck. No one's gonna be like, oh my god, like that is unsubscribe. I mean, some people probably. All right, my lighting just changed a little bit. It got so bright, so kind of gonna finish this up. But yeah, just, you know, I feel like now I am pretty good at just being open and real about all this stuff that happens, and just not being embarrassed to talk about these things. Everybody has struggles, everybody goes through ups and downs with things in life, in their career, and it's just so normal. And I couldn't have thought that, you know, I was gonna go like this forever. You've obviously gotta, you know, have some hurdles along the way, okay? So that is the end of my video. Things that I regret. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for this super bright overexposed light right now. It's time to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon in my next one.